Hi there, Scorpio. It's Maria from the Tarot Shop here with your reading for the month of August. In front of you, if you haven't been to me before, are two decks. This deck here on the left is the Spirit Messages by John Holland, and then this is the Amber Moon Tarot. The details of the decks, if you like them and you want to use them or get them for yourselves, are in the description, along with a direct link to a Buy Me a Coffee page if you feel that I've added value to it and you would like to support the channel, then you can do that. In addition to that, the thing I should say about this, it's slightly different. We've got the Oracle, the Tarot, and then I've added in the Astrology. I did it last month and you seemed to like it. So at the end of the video, we've got the Astrology, but it's not just your astrology. That's the thing I need to make clear. It's the generic astrology. So it's what's going on in the skies and actually how can I use that to my advantage. I think it's really important. I think once you start stepping into the flow and working with the energies rather than against them, life just seems to get a little bit easier. So that's why I add the astrology bit. And obviously I do it through tarot. So I give you the tarot correspondences. So that's at the end of the video. So when I say goodbye after I've done this, then it slots straight into that. And at the very, very end of that video, there's a little box about here, I think it is, that takes you to all of the other signs. And that's because I always say, do not make this fit. If it doesn't resonate, then it's not for you. Genuinely, it's not for you, because we're not just our sun sign, we're our moon and our rising as well. If you don't know how to get them or what they are, you can go onto Google and do a quick search for a natal chart and it tells you what your signs are. So that's how to get hold of them. Okay, without further ado, let's get into it, Scorpio. That fell out. I'm going to see in a minute if that feels right. One of them fell on the floor. Not on the floor, on the table. Gosh, that would be awful, wouldn't it? Pardon me, Spirit. Okay, what would Spirit like to say to Scorpio? Scorpio. Oh, intuitive nudges. Intuition is the language of soul. Hallelujah, that's true. We are all born aware with a profound sense of inner knowing. Intuition is one of the greatest gifts we possess, which keeps us connected to our higher selves, the universe, and to our divine spirit. We'll see why that came out in a moment. I'm going to flip that other card because it feels like it might be have fun. Stop. When was the last time you had fun? When was the last time you took a chance and did something silly? Something totally unlike you. Something just for the joy of it. It's long overdue for you to let go of your analytical mind and give yourself and your soul permission to have fun. So you've got intuitive nudges leaning you towards having fun. So let's see what the tarot has to say. It's a big month astrologically, quite huge. I love it. Partial eclipses, solar eclipses, all sorts of things going on. Okay, let's have a look. What have we got for Scorpio? Okay, let me just read the cards a minute. So, I wonder why you're being intuitively guided. Okay, there's something here at the very beginning of the month which says that you are now, there's you're taking charge of a situation emotionally, how you feel about it. You're taking responsibility and charge of it, and it's with regards to a change. But the world is not like a small change. You know, your world has essentially changed, and the world has it's not like a negative thing. It's the end of a chapter as one begins a new one. It's like, for example, if you go to school and then you go on to college, it's that kind of change. Or you go through training and then you take on a job. It's that. It's a transitional change. It's the chapter's ended and a new one's beginning. And now the world is literally your oyster. So you're taking responsibility for that emotionally. So maybe there was some fear at the beginning of the month. You're beginning to feel, yeah, the intuitive nudges. So maybe you're having some doubt and actually you need to take care of how your emotions are running away with you. Maybe there's a lot of emotional fear and baggage with regards to this change, and actually you then take charge of it, if you know what I mean. You take control of it, because it's important to put that to one side, because you're very much being guided. This is about finances now, so you are being guided to look at your finances in the middle of the month with regards to learning something new that leads to a financial opportunity. So the Three of Coins is always about, I call it the apprenticeship card. So you're learning a new skill, or you've already started it, you made the decision to do it, and it's something you can earn more money at, but not right now. So you're in the early stages of it. And as well as so this could be like a new job or a new promotion, and you're at the early stages of it, but other people are coming in and starting to lend their ear and lend a hand, and they recognize the potential. So this card really is more about financial potential, okay? And it's some skill that you're learning to create that further potential later on. And you're very preoccupied with it in the middle of the month. Well, not necessarily in the middle, but it's a big focus of you throughout the entire month, Scorpio. So you have got, I think you're going to have to give up something financially though in order to make yourself happy. You have got something here which says that you are letting go of some. I don't want you to think you're on your own financially, because you're not. There's help there for you. I think the most important thing is you want security, but you know you need to take a bit of a jump here, a bit of risk, and the cards are saying, yeah, they are advising you and consulting and just saying, look, this chapter has ended. We've got to just get on with it. Have faith, you know. It is going to be a little bit tough, whatever it is initially, but actually, and you know, it's not going to flow in as it starts away, because remember, this is about potential. So it's not actually happening immediately, okay? And I think that ultimately, I want you to understand that you're going to go from this position of, yeah, that kind of like, it's just not happening fast enough. I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can believe in myself, whatever it is. I don't know if I can do that. I feel that, you know, there's something holding me back. There's like self-doubt, a little bit of sadness over something that happened in the past, that maybe some beliefs around your past self-doubt and past beliefs. You're going to overcome them. I want you to see that this is the Nine of Cups, which is about, you are so pleased with yourself, and in the long run you'll be really glad that you did this long term, because this is the card of the merchant who made it, and he just sits there in his comfort and just says, I did really well. And look at, you got the 8, so and you're walking away from the past worries and troubles. So bear with, I think, is the most important thing. JDI, whether you've got the Chariot, you're going to use your willpower, and you're going to, it's not without its doubts, you know. That's the thing, is long term, yes. Short term, you are a little bit worried about it. So yeah, it's all in the cards, you know, it's coming. Oh, then you've got the Star. Okay, so the universe is listening to you right now, so take a moment. We've got some big stuff going on here, Scorpio. Ultimately, this is about setting everything up and getting it on, learning, developing potential. That's what this is all about. And then you've got the Star. So you take a moment, the universe is listening to you. Crystallize it, get really clear. What is it you want? Write it down specifically. What is it that I'm looking for here? What is the final outcome I want financially for myself, for my future? And the universe is listening. So it's a wonderful time. I usually say when you get the Star, wish upon a star, make a wish, switch the video off. Not switch the video off, because that's rude and I'm talking. Pause the video and spend a moment just wishful dreaming, daydreaming, because these thoughts can become a reality. Okay, so that's it. Thank you very much for your time, Scorpio. This is the tarot reading part's finished, and you will move straight into the astrology part now. And as I said, at the very end of the astrology part, probably about here, you get a little box, if I remembered how to put it, a little box that will pop up and tell you where the other signs are. I hope you found that helpful. As I said, if it doesn't resonate, don't try and make it fit. Check out your moon or your rising instead. Thanks very much for your time. Bye-bye. Hi, so this is now, we're entering the astrology part of the video. So whatever you've been listening to, your sun, your moon or your rising, This is now a collective astrology reading. It's the same video that's at the end of every single one of the Tarotscopes. And that's because I want you to try and think of it like, from an astrological point of view, these major events are happening in the skies during the month of August. And as a result of that, they can affect us all collectively, and some more than others. It depends what signs are involved. So there are, like, if you imagine that in the skies, there are meetings that are happening between one planet and a sign. So there's a planet and a sign, and they're meeting. And as a result of that, as I say, the energies become very powerful and very enhanced. So I've only picked out 5 here. And it actually, I've got some that are already happening. So I've got this sheet here, and I will leave this for you. So it's a downloadable one, so you can see what the major ones are. And the reason I do this, because I think it's really important to understand the tarot correspondences, because astrology and tarot are very connected. For example, you can see here that on the 6th of August, at the moment, we've got Venus, which is the Empress, in Virgo. And she stays in the Virgo until the 6th of August, when she enters Libra. Now, this meeting is happening in the sky. The planet Venus, which is the Empress, which is all about nurturing, creation, harmony, abundance, growth, all those wonderful things. If you think of Mother Nature, it's all that kind of energy, is actually about to enter Libra, which is the sign of fairness and justice and equality and all those sorts of things. So the values planet, which is what do we value, what do we care about, what do we want to grow in our lives, you know, what makes us fulfilled, what would we like to create, then goes into this planet, it goes into the sign of fairness. So what you can expect there is it's a time for harmony, it's a time for balance and beautiful and meaningful connections. So beauty and then meaningful connections. So from the 6th through until the 10th of September, this is happening in the skies. And irrespective of what your sun sign is, you can expect to see some influences here in your life. And it's a good time to tap into this. So if you want some equality and fairness with regards to, I don't say you're growing a business, then this is something, or you're growing something, or you're very involved with your mother and you want something to be fair, or you know, if there's anything around the maternal role and also equality and fairness, then this is a really good time to work with those energies in your life. Okay, and then on the 11th of August, goodness me, listen to me. On the 11th of August, we've got Mars, which is the Tower card. So you can see you've got Mars sign here, because Mars and the Tower are the correspondence. So you've got Mars enters Cancer. Now, Mars is currently in Gemini until the 11th of August, when it then moves and causes disruption with regards to movement forward. So it delays things. It basically causes some disruption around moving forward too quickly. So you have to take action from your heart as opposed to pure willpower. So it's a good time to listen to your intuition. And that's the 11th of August through to the 28th of September. So it's going on for quite some time. There's lots of movement, but it's more along the lines of Mars brings in a little bit of aggression. You know, the Mars energy, the planet of Mars, it causes a little bit of disruption with regards to moving forward. So you'll find that you'll either want to get on with it and there'll be nothing stopping you, or you'll want to hold back. But it's all with regards to asserting yourself and using your willpower. So you've got that energy going on, and you've got something there. If you want to do this, so if, for example, you're determined, using your willpower to do it, then you can expect to cause quite a bit of disruption with that. So, and protect what matters most, because Cancer is all about your home life and things like that. So you might be very, a perfect example of this is it may be that around this time you become very protective and quite argumentative about your home environment and protective around what that means to you. So on a global scale, that may be something around protecting home and hearth. So, you know, that sort of thing. So then on the 12th of August, we've got the High Priestess, our lovely card of the moon. Now, this is quite an important time, actually, because we've got a new moon where we begin things. And I didn't print it off this time, but I've got a moon phases chart as well, a moon phases PDF, I think it is, or it's a document anyway, so it's attached to this, so you can have a look and see what it. But new moons are always about beginning. Now we've got here a beginning, an intuitive beginning, because it's the moon, intuitive beginning with regards to empowerment and strength, and that's on the 12th of August, which is also a total solar eclipse in Leo. So this is an extremely powerful, because you've got Leo, powerful day for intuition, for beginning something intuitive. Okay, so listen to your heart, listen to your intuition, because she's going to make you more powerful and lead you towards more power in your life on that day. And then you've got the 23rd of August, which is where the sun enters Virgo. So the sun is currently in Leo, so happy birthday, Leo. And then it enters Virgo, and the sun is about you know, how you, it's about success and moving forward, and that then shines itself on Virgo, which is very much around introspective, looking within, quiet time, peace. So it's a wonderful time. After all that Leo energy and all of this eclipse energy that's happened here, we then go into a period of successful reflection, and that's a beautiful time, and it goes on for the whole of the month. So, and also you've got very much around organization. What else have I written down with regards to that? So focus on reflection, organization, self-improvement and practical plans. So after all of this action and energy, it's really quite a nice time to get busy organizing your life, really. And that's a good energy to tap into. Now on the 28th of August, the final one here, we've got the High Priestess. So the moon once more is in Pisces. This is always one that because I have a moon in Pisces. So I always think, oh my goodness me. So the full moon is where everything comes up to the surface. It illuminates everything in your life with regards to the Piscean energy. So it can be about relationships and dreamy and all the sort of like the visionary side of things. So you've got the moon, which is also very intuitive. So this is a very good time to basically intuitively let go of things that no longer serve you, to become very also in tune with regards to what the future may hold, because the moon, as you know, I always say, it is basically a time to an unexpected path will soon be revealed. So it's a wonderful time here. So you've basically got Pisces, the High Priestess, which is the moon in the moon, if that makes sense to you. So yeah, I've got this little chart, so I'm going to pop it. So time for release, healing and trusting your intuition. So you've got some super intuitive times happening this month. I've written these silly little pieces of paper because I forget what I'm doing sometimes. I have to make sure that I've got it all here. So basically, these are the 5 key transits that are happening with regards to August. As I said, they don't necessarily, you know, this doesn't confuse your reading before, because this is extra. It's an added layer to tarot where you can go, okay, so what are the energies, the tarot energies that are working based on the fact that these correspond to the planets. So the Empress with regards to fairness. That's the first thing that you can expect to happen. I hope that's made sense to you. I do enjoy this, and I was very pleased actually that that you all seemed to enjoy it last month. So I really hope that it's something we can continue with. And as I said, we've also popped the August 2026 correspondences. It's called a correspondence, where you have the tarot card and the star sign. So the two of them, they have the same energy. And I just think it's much better if you can see it with regards to the tarot cards. It kind of lends it a little bit more power when you are actually interested in tarot. It means more to me than if you say star signs. I'll be like, okay, I visualize the tarot card, and then it kind of gives it that added energy. Okay, so I hope that you've enjoyed that, and all that remains now is for me to say happy August. My goodness me, we've got quite a bit going on. Maybe do a little bit of a Google research onto some lovely magical things that you can do with regards to these eclipses. There are 2 this month. A total solar eclipse on the 12th of August, and that's in Leo, as we said, and a full moon and a partial lunar eclipse. Now it says the 28th. I think it kind of goes, it depends where you are in the world. It's the 28th to 29th. So there's like a 24-hour window. That's the 28th of August in the UK. Okay, so I hope you found that helpful, and thank you very much for your time. I'll see you next month. Bye-bye.